this is my second part of my ultramind-solution experiment. So I've completed just over a week. What I've found is that, first of all, it's easier than I thought it would be. When I've done any kind of experiment, giving things up and changing in diets before, it's been a real struggle. My diet was already quite restrictive before I started that, so I would say that that's probably a factor in me finding it easy. However, I think the other thing is that I'm still struggling with my anxiety and all of this that I talked about in the last video. So I'm not in any kind of comfortable zone. So I need to see if this works. This is too important for me to let it slip with any kind of giving into cravings. What I did have for about 3 days was terrible craving for tea, because I did drink about 14 cups a day before. Quite weak, but that was really, really bad. But what I did buy some Robosh, but I just drank that really quickly. And I decided after a couple of days I would just stop drinking tea altogether and just drink hot water. And it's amazing that craving's gone. I did have one cheat. I went to my Toastmasters meeting and I was so hungry on the way home. I got some crisps, or chips as you would say in America if you're watching this there. Now they've obviously got hydrogenated fats in, and yeah, it was a slip up, but I was absolutely starving and it hasn't affected me since then. It was just one of those things. One thing I've found is that I haven't got a great variety of foods in my diet, because I don't eat meat or fish, so there's not the normal things that would make variety in my diet. I can't have things like vegetarian sausages. I normally have quite a lot of them, and other things like, along that kind of lines, and pasta, although I have had gluten-free pasta. So not that much variety in my diet, but I haven't been bored. I must say I haven't been bored, and the key is that I've spent time cooking. Now this is quite ironic, because I'm still getting a lot of anxiety. I can't do all the things that I would normally do rushing around, and I'm coming to the conclusion that maybe all of my over busyness and rushing around has contributed to this feeling of anxiety and contributed to a number of problems. So maybe I'm finding the best way that there is to live, which is to actually do less. But you definitely need to do that if you are following this, because I made a meal plan to last a week, but of course I ate some things in greater quantities than I thought I would, or I didn't fancy something on one day. What's really helped me is having these store cupboard emergency things like eggs, like hummus, like nuts and seeds and avocados that I could just have when I felt hungry. And because the level of nutrition that I'm getting is so high, I'm just not so hungry anymore. So the evenings I'm finding I do eat sometimes, but not so much as before. So what results have I had? So emotionally, as you can tell, I've been talking about the fact that I have had still anxiety. It's basically come and gone, which was the same as before. I did have a really quite big panic attack on Monday. But what I've noticed is that when I recover from I do get an emotional anxiety attack when I recover afterwards, since I've started doing this ultramind-solution, I am more resilient in the times when I'm feeling good. So instead of feeling, well, I'm okay and I can get through it, I'm actually feeling really, really good. And I think that is brilliant. It's like I feel like the difficult stuff I have to go through is all about coming out of my addiction, and there's nothing to do with diet. I have to go through it, but my diet is supporting me in that process. And for me, I have to, with work and things I've got to do, I have to do them when I feel good. And so you can see how important this change of diet is, because it's like, okay, you're feeling good today, or there's 3 hours here, make the most of it now. So that's good. Physical results, I've lost 2 pounds, and I've lost about half a centimetre each of my hips and my waist. What was really funny was that when I started this, I was 10 stone 1. Now, if you're not in the UK, I know that you won't be working in stones. 1 stone is 14 pounds, so I was 141 pounds. But there's a big psychological thing for us in the UK about moving from, say, 10 stone 1 to 9 stone 13. And it's like an amazing thing. So for a lot of my life, I was, you know, after I'd had kids anyway, I was like 11 stone something or 12 stone something. And my target was always to be 10 stone 6. And so I'd gone back beyond that. But the idea of being 9 stone something was beyond my wildest dreams, you see. And so I stood on the scales yesterday, and there I am, I'm 9 stone 13. And it was really funny because I thought I would be jumping around ecstatically. Nothing, it means nothing to me. On the other hand, the night before, when I was at this meeting, somebody came in he was a guest, and it must be a year since I've seen him, and he's a, you know, friendly bloke, and so I went up to him and went, "Hello, how are you?" And he said to me, "Oh, hello." And afterwards I thought, why are you being so rude to me? And then I realised that he hadn't recognised me. And then he came up to me and he said, "I'm sorry, I realise now it's you, and I didn't recognise you." And I thought, that's amazing. That is amazing, because I am a different person. And this ultramind-solution, it's allowing me to go from being this disempowered addict to this addict, to a sort of recovering addict who can powerfully help people. And you see how meaningless 9 stone 13 is compared to that. So yeah, I'm so glad I'm doing this. I feel blessed. I feel blessed that I've stumbled on this book, and I'm really ready to go for the next one. Just another thing, just about physical appearance. When I was having a terrible day the other day, and I was like, oh, I feel awful. And my husband came up to me and he said, "You're glowing." I thought, that is ridiculous, but there you go. So even when I feel crap, apparently I'm glowing. So there you go. Okay, so that's the end of week 1, and I'll come back, make another video at the end of week 2. Okay, cheers, bye.